Last summer I was in Okinawa, Japan, where I enjoyed riding my bike just about everywhere. I was riding my bike one day down a pretty heavily trafficked highway on the side of the road that didn't have a bike lane. That day, I was unlucky. I got hit by a car, spent the day in the hospital, ended up with a broken rib, a concussion, and a severely damaged bike. I was lucky, but not everyone is. Today I want to talk about the wider adoption of protected bike lanes and expanded bike lanes to reduce dangerous accidents like mine and improve relations between drivers and cyclists. Today I want to talk about how bike lanes reduce conflicts between road users and congestion in urban areas. Viable options are available ranging from wider bike lanes, bike lane markings, or ideally fully separated and protected bike lanes. In some data connected by the Benici Law Group, a law group that specializes in bicycle accident injuries, cyclist deaths have gradually declined since 1975 as bike lanes have become more widespread and helmet technology has improved and their use has been increased. Unfortunately, still over 900 cyclists lost their lives in 2020 as a result of vehicle accidents, and tens of thousands more were injured. 79% of those fatalities occurred in urban areas, with 32% of those occurring in intersections. Simple solutions such as bike lane markings or sharrows and signage raise driver awareness and have been shown positive results based on a 2019 study in the Journal of Community Health. The ultimate goal of cycling infrastructure is to reduce accidents. It's no secret that cyclists, like pedestrians, are vulnerable road users. There are so many tragic and avoidable accidents every year that it hurts. It hurts my heart. A little bit of consideration and attention could go a long way in averting these tragedies, and each of us have a part to play. Fortunately, there's a mutual benefit in bike lanes in their impact on traffic. Logically, reducing the number of cars on the road reduces traffic congestion. And I think we can all agree that saving a gallon of gas to buy a quart of milk by cycling to the store makes a lot of sense in a lot of situations. A recent study by the Department of Transportation showed that localities that increased their bike ridership, especially in urban areas, experienced up to a 10% reduction in traffic volume. According to another study published in Resources magazine, Washington, D.C. noticed a 4% decline in traffic congestion after expanding its bike share program and focusing its efforts on improving bicycle infrastructure. So more riders is a net positive for society. How do we increase those riders? We do it through dedicated efforts to improve cycling safety and improving cycling infrastructure. Major cities across the United States have begun expanding their dedicated cycling bike paths and multi-use trails. According to the City of Tucson's website, the Tucson Loop trail system now has over 130 miles of dedicated bike paths that are accessible from almost every corner of the city. Improving bike share programs and electrically assisted bicycles, or e-bikes, are another way of increasing bike commuting and making it a more viable option in almost every major city. Separated bike lanes are the gold standard of cycling infrastructure. There's a variety of ways that these configurations can be altered to accommodate different street layouts and parking needs. Simple things like green bike lane markings that we're seeing more and more have shown reduction in vehicle incursions into bike lanes based on a quantitative analysis of Austin, Texas's bike lanes. In an article written for the journal Accident Analysis and Prevention, the author Paul Shimmick says that sharrows encourage riders to avoid the door zone of parked vehicles by riding partially in the driving lanes. This keeps the drivers much more alert to cyclists that are using the roadways. City planners are increasingly using advanced technologies to identify corridors that could be best suited for these protected bike lanes to improve safety, increase ridership, and reduce congestion. So while bike lanes can be a little bit misunderstood by some, they're a universal good that improves safety and reduce traffic congestion. More bicyclists in urban settings are a good thing. Wider bike lanes increase ridership through protection and promotion of riding. City planners have a lot of options available to fit bike lanes into basically every locality. Wider adoption of protected and expanded bike lanes will reduce dangerous accidents and improve relations between drivers and cyclists. The tragedy of regular bicycle accidents outweigh any minor inconvenience that you might notice from cyclists using the roads. Improving cycling infrastructure will reduce road conflicts and save lives. Thoughtful planning and advocacy are the only way forward. Thank you.